Oof, it's been a day. It really has. You know what I've been doing all day? I've been writing. And I am rather tired. But you know what we're gonna do more of? We're gonna do some more writing. Can't possibly go wrong. What are you even talking about? Hello everyone. Welcome to this stream. Hopefully, why is there no audio? Hold on, why is there no audio? Hopefully we're doing fantastically well today. That'd be fantastic. I am Melanie, mad scientist extraordinaire. And it has been a day indeed. There we go. Now we've got BGM. Lovely. Mine sounds weird. Yeah, I did try changing the mic. I've been having microphone issues lately. Hold on. Let me revert to my original settings. Let's see. Right, there we go. That should fix them. Yeah, I don't know why. My microphone's been acting really weird lately. For some reason, it's been, yeah, much better. Okay, that's good to hear. That's very good to hear. Yeah, there's been problems lately. It's not been picking up my voice properly, especially on Discord. And I've been very concerned that it's been happening on stream as well, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I'm going to roll with it. But yes, welcome, folks. Good to see you, folks. Hopefully we're all doing well. I am tired. End of the month, it happens. But I am making some ridiculous progress. I've been, you know, I've mentioned before the insane stuff that I get exposed to in my job. It's amazing, seriously. The kind of things that I get to see and do and work on and learn about, it's quite awesome actually. The sheer variety of things. I think I'm technically not even allowed to talk about some of them. But yeah, the wide variety of things that I encounter. So yeah, last week, was it when we were doing this stream actually? I think it was when we were doing the writing stream last week, last Tuesday. Or was it during Elden Ring? I don't remember. Anyway, what we ended up doing, last week we ended up looking at freaking cryptocurrency metaverse company. Compared to that, this week, I've ended up looking at a freaking military contractor making all kinds of sexy new ammunition, which is actually really fun and interesting. But yeah, no, it's a fascinating thing. It's really good. PMCs are rad. Yep. It was very interesting stuff. So that was my entirety of today, basically. Was dealing with that. Hello, Triangle. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing good. But yes. Where we were last week, when it comes to the writing, it feels like it's been so long since we've been writing. It has been 9 days. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but at the same time it also has. We started working on chapter 4, and I'm very intimidated because chapter 4 is going to be a bit of a chonker. I get the impression. I get that impression. So yeah, we started in chapter 4 of Softie. This is our big flashback chapter. This is the one that peels away some of the mystery behind what's been going on in the chapter. We get to see how Clementine and Brianna knew each other way back when. How they met, how they kind of became friends and what the friendship looked like. And then what went wrong and how. And it's all from Brianna's point of view. It's so fun to write. So fun to write. It's just been so much fun writing this. So we're going to continue this today. Hopefully we'll be able to wrap up. My god, remember how tired I was last time? We're going to wrap up how far we got with scene 1 of the chapter. And then we'll get on to the later ones as well. We've got our outline over here. We know what we're going to be including in it. Scene 1, exposition. Then when they're like 10, 11. Rising tension when they're like 14, 15. The incident when they're about like 17, 18. Scene 4, which is really just a continuation of scene 3, whatever. And then the catastrophe, Act 5. A couple of months after that, like a matter of like months and weeks before the start of the story. It's gonna be very good. I'm looking forward to it. Right, let's try and wrap this up, shall we? We'll try and wrap up this scene. This should be relatively quick to do. So yeah, this is them actually like chatting amongst themselves while they're like in school. Because they're like last year of primary school at this point. So yeah, as soon as break time, Brianna found herself being bombarded with all kinds of questions about herself. Where did she live? Where did she move from? What school did she go to before? What did her parents do for work? Did she have any hobbies after school? Even more to Brianna's surprise, she found herself responding to them. Grudgingly at first, but soon she was talking about how they'd moved from their small village to the city for her mother's work, that she still needed to pick and paint and decorations for a new bedroom. Before long, they were coming up with ideas, scribbling notes and drawings in each other's books for what she could do. At the same time, Brianna was learning more about the other girl. It took a few attempts to figure out who she was talking about when she spoke about her mum and her mama, but she soon figured out who... break that up a bit. But she soon figured out who was which was always traveling for work and who was working from their home. We're avoiding doing too much editing at this stage. Don't want to get too wrapped up in editing. Also, I just realised that I forgot to bring water with me. Well done, Mel. I bet you poured the water as well, I just don't have it. It's fine. I've got some juice. I'll take a short break if I have to. Maybe an hour and I'll take a short break. Sounds like a plan. So yes, continue on. So we've had the break, we've done the studying. They've made fast friends already. I think we'll just go straight to the end of the day now. We kind of covered the key points. Brianna's introduction to school, the early interaction with Clementine starting, is that a third of the way through? Is that half of the way through? It's about 2/3 of the way through. So most of it in itself is exposition. Some of it we could probably cut, but that's fine. Yeah, this is gonna be a prime chapter for some cutting. Right. End of the day. Not liking my language here, but whatever. We'll roll with it. My language is very weird. You know, at this stage, the people that I work with regularly are just like, Mel, the way that you write is so odd. And I'm just like, is it? And they're like, yeah, no, you use passive voice so much. I'm just like, do I? Never even noticed it. But apparently I do. Apparently I just go out of my way to use passive voice as much as possible. I don't like speaking directly, I like being roundabout and indirect. It's more interesting that way. But anyway, by the end of the day, Brenna had warmed to Clementine greatly. Also, I can't spell receded. I put in 2 E's where there shouldn't have been 2 E's. Well, there should be 3 E's, but I put in 4. Still present, but... You know, I'm already like piecing together little plans for little embellishments that I can add to this chapter. Things that I wasn't originally intending to put in per se, but like new little twists on things. I don't know. I came across where the hell is it? There was a meme that I came across a little while ago. I say a while ago, it was like the other day. And it was not even a meme, it was more like a quote about writing. And it was just saying how you're like, I was like set down to write, and I found that I couldn't go in the direction that I originally thought I was going to. The characters and the story just naturally wanted to go this way, and I found myself going along with it. You know, you hear that kind of like thing all the time, kind of thing. And I do remember quite distinctly a while ago, like several years ago, like more than 10 years ago, there was a panel that I think both Stephen King and Stephanie Meyer were both on, where Stephanie Meyer was talking about this. And like, you can say what you want about Stephanie Meyer as a writer, but she was saying how, yeah, no, I wanted to write this, but I found that I wasn't able to. And Stephen King then retorted, no, I've never experienced that. The characters do what I want. And I remember this being kind of like lauded as a like a major like kind of put down and a take down, Stephanie Meyer, Twilight sucks, all that whole thing. And like how much better, obviously, Stephen King was than writing, you know, trashy vampire fanfiction, basically. But like, it's a very, I mean, it might work that way for some writers when it comes to the whole like, do you just kind of go along with creation? But I came across a quote about it, and it was just saying how being kind of swept up in it and just kind of going along with the process are just one of like the joys of being creative. And writing in that way is just it's just an incredible way to create things. It's like part of the joy of being creative is just not knowing or intending where you're going. You're along for the same kind of discovery as people who would ultimately be reading what you've written, I think. And it really resonated with me. I loved it. I saved it. I haven't shared it. Maybe we'll share it later on the Discord. That'll be fun. Let's see. Even of all the people she had known, before leaving for her new home. Well, she had friend. They played together and been sad at her leaving. Oh, and this works even better. Oh, this works even better than I ever imagined. I enjoy this. I enjoy this. So, I've got the... I didn't even intend this. At the start of the chapter, we've got Brianna immediately thinking about how she needs some support. She wishes she could hold her mother's hand, but she's not able to. Even the little fingers squeezing on thin air an apology, the way that she wishes she could transmit to her mother. And now she is able to hold hands with someone who has caused her to open up and let her in. It's lovely. We got some hand holding here, people. We got some hand holding. Meanwhile, I'm prepping up the narrative of a one-shot adventure. Hell yeah! Have fun with that triangle. Hopefully it goes well. Hand holding? Lewd. They're 10 years old. Get your mind out of the gutter, TV. The lewd hand holding comes much later. Okay? The lewd hand holding comes later. This is adorable hand holding. This is like the flashback segments from Darling in the Franxx, basically. This is where it's entirely cute and innocent. Tis banned manners to come too early. Yes, this is also true, but please phrasing. This has gone well. This has gone well. There is a gate. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. I've got fizzy juice. It's making me a little bit hiccupy. As they approached, we just had a session with a first time DM the other week. Ooh, very nice. And I made a resolution that even if I fuck it up, I won't do it in the same way he did. It's a good way of doing it. Like, as disappointing as a negative example can be sometimes, they can actually be taken in a positive way as well. Like, you can look at what does and doesn't work and go, maybe not this, maybe something else. Maybe let's try something different. Is a good plan. There's a little bit of my head that wants to do some D&D. I floated around with some friends doing a session, well, oh god. I floated several sessions of potentially doing a campaign with a group of friends, but my goodness, does it take a lot of effort to prepare a session. Never mind an entire bloody campaign. But honestly, I don't think it would be too bad to prepare for. I just need to actually do it, but there's so many other things that I want to be doing that I don't have or make time for. So yeah, I've also floated the idea of doing it with some VTubing friends of mine as well. Either on stream or off. I've not decided which, well actually I've kind of be floated. Give them the option, hey guys, do you want to stream this, or do you want to just have it as an offline thing? I would need to figure it out. I really want to do it. It's just, how can I do it without like huge amounts of effort? That's the trick. That's the trick that I need to learn. We'll get there sometime. He didn't flip the thing completely, but the plotline was shaky. Yeah, I mean, when you're doing something that is collaborative storytelling, the way that like D&D actually, you know, is, it can be difficult. It can be difficult to figure out how to write something that other people are meant to also effectively be writing. It can be really tricky to do. Writing is just difficult in general. But yeah, I think the biggest problems that I've ended up seeing has been instances where people, they treat it like it's a narrative. They treat it like it's a narrative that's already set in stone, there's railroading going on, certain events are doomed to happen one way or the other, and there's only so much the players can do to avert it, if any. That can be quite frustrating. But then, of course, you don't want it to be the kind of situation where things are only instigated by the players. The players do need to be proactive, but they need to have a world that itself is active also. You just spent a great deal of time introducing a character that didn't reappear ever. Yeah. Got to figure out how to be efficient with the resources that you've got. The most important of which being time. Time is a critically valuable resource in D&D. If people can only show up for a couple of hours every, you know, week at best, you want to make the most of those hours. And a big introduction is not necessary. Find a quicker way of doing it. They come in, they shoot the head of someone who you guys used to think was tough. That establishes that this guy is tough. And there you go. That does the job. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, so as they approach the gates, I'm reading through a pre-made adventure module to figure out how much people who do this for money prep, and all the time estimates are off by a factor of 2. Ooh. Wait, what do you mean the time estimates are off by a factor of 2? Like, you feel like it would take twice as long as you think? Or he took twice as long as you think he should have done? Because that sounds like... yeah. We'll find out. Let's see, I need to refer back to chapter 3 again to have a little look at the pictures on the stairs again. I love these pictures on the stairs, seriously. I think this candid picture of Clementine at the table, struggling with her homework, I feel like that should have taken place shortly before meeting Brianna. Because this is her struggling at maths and getting the help from her mama. Yep, math problems, there we go. The estimates are 2 times less. A whole expedition with getting a task, setting off, fighting through an encounter, doing the aftermath and giving them in the quest in 60 minutes? Nah, oh yeah, no. Definitely not in any party that I've played with. Times take so much longer. So much longer. Man, part of the reason why I don't want to run a game is because I know how many random tangents my party can, my usual gaming group rather, can get into. And I want to be prepared for all eventualities. I don't want to be caught out. But that's like excessive amounts of work. So maybe I shouldn't do that. We'll see. Also, hello Nucleos. Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Hopefully you're doing well. That is the fun. That is the fun, to be fair. Part of the fun is just going completely off the rails. And I'm good at going off the rails. It's fun. Just today, I forget what it was. I think someone at work made a joke about that was basically a play on Careless Whisper. And basically out of nowhere, I just like started rattling off puns relating to it. Just saying like, you should have known better. Or, I don't know about, I don't know, wait, what was it? Something about wasting the chance. Then it was, oh, I forget. I don't know. I just rattled off a bunch of puns about Careless Whisper. And they were like, holy crap, Mel's firing off right now. I'm going to remember some of these. And I was like, yeah, but when's someone going to make a Careless Whisper joke that you could just rattle off puns for? So yeah, no, I enjoy it. We run 3 similar run shots in a row and a similar sequence with an additional introduction. Takes 3 to 4 hours and consistently. That sounds about right. I mean, 3 to 4 hours is a good session length for a D&D session. So what I'd say is like keep your planning simple. Like if you assume it will take about 1 hour to do, assuming that everything goes smoothly, assuming it was a video game, then that's probably good enough for like 1 RPG session. Just keep it simple. Don't overthink things. I think it's the kind of thing that through a combination of gameplay experience and then also experience like running games, you can start recognizing opportunities where you can speed things up for gameplay reasons. Opportunities where you're just like, okay, I don't need to do this much planning because this much stuff's going to happen in the meanwhile. So yeah, it's about 2 hours for your group. We've got a decent group right there, Nucleos. Meanwhile, I was playing not a D&D session. I was playing an RPG last night, which we were playing for, I want to say a bit over 3 hours. No, a little under 3 hours rather. And we got through basically 3 rounds of combat. And all my character was doing was like circling above the battlefield. More or less. I didn't really have much to do that session. Which is fine, you know, you can take it a bit slow sometimes, but, you know, also sometimes you want some stuff to happen. Especially when it's been like 3 weeks since the last game. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to it. So, how do we describe... Let's see. Hair around her shoulders is the mama's hair length. And her mama has long hair now. So yeah, this is a bit shoulder length here. We'll see. We'll see. We mostly have newbie players, so combat's too stretch. My rule of thumb: no combat. Remove as much combat as possible. Do not feel like you have to have combat encounters through your dungeon to make it interesting. There are other ways of generating conflict and stakes than relying entirely on combat. Cut out the combat as much as possible. Especially when it comes to combats where if you were to lose or if you've used too many resources, you would have to like delay things so that they can actually like, you know, take a long rest, restore their resources, you know? I made my peace with D&D, but the friend that introduced me to TTRPG hates 5th edition with a passion. That's fair. 5th edition does have some problems. I have actually been watching a little bit of. I don't know. I go through little phases of watching YouTubers talking about D&D and RPGs in general. I've been watching little bits of Dawn Somewhere. Most of they used to do like tons of animations and stuff. More recently, they do like RPG related content. I had to crack my elbow there. You probably heard that. But yeah, a couple of videos that they made more recently have been talking about instead of rolling a d20 for skill checks and stuff, roll 3d6. The distribution is much more consistent while still allowing some variety, and at the same time what it does is it means that a +1 bonus is much more significant. So it can be much more, you can much more easily predict how things are going to go. And as far as getting a critical hit, I would say if you rolled 2 6s among the dice that you're rolling, that counts as a critical hit. If you roll 2 1s, that counts as a critical failure. The odds of getting 2 6s in 3 and 2 1s in 3 is somewhat less than... Actually, I've got to work out the maths, but they're roughly kind of similar to rolling a 1 or a 20 on a d20. Roughly. So, I'd say it'd be worth giving a shot. That can help, I think. It's Adventurers League. Oh, Adventurers League. So whatever happens in a session doesn't affect anything else. Aww. I don't know. I think there's advantages for Adventurers League, but yeah, Adventurers League is very combat focused. There's so many dice systems. It's true. It's true. I would suggest giving the. I've not played it myself, so I couldn't say for sure. I would suggest giving the 3d6 system a try. When I eventually get around to running a game, I'll be doing 3d6. I'll insist on it. I'll insist on it. Let's see. Even with the unfamiliar and crowded schoolgrounds. Oh wait, we've not referred to her as Clementine yet. Shit. Wait, actually, have I? I was doing a thing. I was doing a thing where she didn't actually call her Clementine yet. But since today, I've actually been calling her Clementine, so I need to fix this. Fortunately, I think I've only actually used it twice, so that's fine. There we are, we can survive. Generally speaking, what I think oftentimes, in general, speaking a lot, wait. What I think oftentimes when I hear D&D's decisions is people wanting a certain experience and then bending D&D to that experience instead of looking for a system that caters to that experience. That's fair. Personally, I would just argue that combat in RPGs, especially tactical combat in RPGs, is needlessly time-consuming and can get very frustrating and boring and just take far too long. Like, it should not take an hour to go through one round of combat in any system. I refuse to accept that. That is not okay. So yeah, no, that's the thing. Because D&D is half away from being synonymous to TTRPG and that's the uninitiated. This is true. This is true. But at the same time, D&D can be played in a way that is fun and interesting. It's just that the system itself it's a foundation for fun, but it's not a prescription for fun. And quite arguably, the side effects are rather counterproductive in terms of fun. So many more streamlined combat systems, yes. Yes. Like, the depth of the combat system is satisfying enough in a lot of cases. There is something about D&D which is appealing. And it's not just the sheer amount of marketing that it gets. D&D is an appealing system. The problem's more... I don't know, I think it's the way that people approach it, to be honest. DMs and players. They've got like preconceptions about it and how a game works in it that is hard to get by. Also, D&D comes from wargaming, which I feel needs more depth because combat's the focus, that's fair. I play Lancer and while the rounds take long, it's mostly because players' decision making lags behind, yes. Players should make their decisions well in advance. You should know what you're doing and have a plan for how you're going to do your turn. Don't just drop into a turn and say, yeah, what's the situation? And then you have to go, these guys just attacked here, this guy's there. No, you can't attack him. What are my rules again? How do I use this attack or spell? Oh wait, sorry, I forgot, I've got this. Can I go back and have this effect take place, please? That's so annoying. It's so annoying. Keep it simple. You know what your thing's gonna be. Stay engaged. And like, part of the reason why that happens, that people become disengaged, is because it takes so damn long to do combat. So annoying. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Also, another suggestion, depending on the kind of game you're running, it won't work for Adventurers League, but in general, make fights not fights to the death. Like, when you roll initiative, it does not mean that one side all has to be dead. That way you can have so many more interesting solutions rather than one side is now all dead, congratulations. Or other forms of conflict, rather than like having to kill some thief that's trying to make away with a thing. Have them run away, and then you've actually got to pursue them. Like, stakes other than combat are so much more interesting. Like, and then it'll make, when there is a combat encounter, so much more meaningful because the stakes are so much higher. Hell yeah. Let's see, I imagine D&D can be a lot of fun playing it as a wargaming type deal. That could be fun, with a battle map and all the bells and whistles. That can be quite fun. If you actually go the whole hog, wargame D&D can be really fun. For casual games, it needs support. I'd argue there's an art to being a dungeon master. But yeah, let's change Clementine. I feel like 4th edition and 5th edition don't really lend themselves well to actual wargaming anymore. I haven't played D&D in a while now. So, the interesting thing is, 4th edition is probably the most wargamey that Dungeons & Dragons has ever been. Like, it's all built around the tile system, like being on a grid, having set turns and very restricted number of actions that you can take. Like, if you want to do a backflip over an enemy or swing from a chandelier, it's kind of difficult to do that in 4th edition, because it's very much set up like a bad video game. Like, honestly, I think they designed it after looking at like Neverwinter Nights and what have you, and just going, this, but tabletop, please. And without all of the complicated rules that 3rd edition is very well known for. I think that's basically what they tried to do with 4th edition, and it failed spectacularly. I did have some fun with it way back when, but that was when, you know, you're kids. You don't know what makes a game good. You still have some fun with it, but you're just like playing it for the joy of playing it. I'm actually contemplating a way to skip my boss fight, leaving only a holdout style defensive battle. Hell yeah! That makes things interesting. Like, rather than having like a set enemy to fight, just have like a numberless horde of enemies and you've just got to do your best to beat them back. Just track the total amount of damage dealt to them rather than anything else. But yeah, fun. Let's see. Let's see. Started with a group of players wanting D&D 4 years ago. Played for 2 years. Wanted to roleplay, not having fun. Now everyone's ooh, COFD. What's COFD? What's COFD? I'm confused now. Holdouts feel like they can easily slip. Oh, Chronicles of Darkness. Ah. I thought it was like, I don't know, my brain immediately went to Lamentations of the Flame Princess, but it's nowhere near that. Also, I need that actual rule set. I need the actual rules for Lamentations. I only have one module for Lamentations, and it's the freaking monolith from beyond space and time. Which I've really wanted to play with people before. I've wanted to subject it to a D&D group for, I'm not kidding, like 9 years now. One day I will. It's awesome. I'm gonna do it to a bunch of noobs as well. I'm gonna subject it to a bunch of noobs who've never played an RPG before. I'm gonna destroy every role-playing experience for them, and it's gonna be amazing. World of Darkness. Yeah, I gotcha. I'm a bit familiar with World of Darkness. Most of my exposure has actually been through the Hunter the Parenting series by Brother Alphabusa. Check it out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Hunter the Parenting. I could not recommend it any more highly. It's awesome. Very fun. Lots of fun. It's made by the same people that did If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device for 40k, which remains one of the greatest fan projects in that entire fandom. It's a freaking tragedy that Games Workshop killed it. I haven't played Hunter yet. Gonna check it out. Oh, check it out. Please do. Please do. It's lots of fun. The great and mighty Kevin is my spirit animal. I'm not even kidding. One of the greatest fan projects to be shot dead. This is true, Triangle. This is true. I can't believe they never actually got around to recanting that. Must not have hurt them enough. It has, but not in a tangible way. Or well, not one that shows up easily on a spreadsheet. Although, say what you will about Games Workshop, it looks like they are finally doing shit with their lore for once. Which is nice. That's why I'm all for printing your own minis. Hell yeah! 3D printing. It's fun times. I've always wanted to get into 3D printing. It's fairly inexpensive. It's fairly inexpensive and I could probably do it, provided I can get my hands on some free plans. I don't know, maybe make a project of it sometime. I've been saying that for long enough as well, actually. You know, it's nearly my 3-year anniversary. Actually, hell yeah, there's the thing. I have been streaming for 2 years and 10 months. Okay, not exactly. 2 months tomorrow is going to be my 3-year anniversary. The 31st of July 2024 is going to be my 3-year anniversary. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. That is right. Damn, I've got 2 months to go. What the feck am I gonna do? Give me some suggestions, by the way, if you want me to do something for my 3-year anniversary. That could be fun. We'll find something to do. Let's see, probably have the same hate boner for Games Workshop that Linus Torvald has for Nvidia. Oh dear. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I'm terrible at coming up with physics lecture. Okay, physics lecture, sure, let's do it. Let's do it. Actual physics lecture. We'll do a short list of subjects and spend an hour on each. Or something like that. Hell yeah. By which I mean it'll probably go for like, I don't know, 9 hours. We'll certainly see. Right. Let's have a little look at that actually. So 31st of July is actually a Wednesday this year. It's a Wednesday. And I'm not really inclined to... Oh, shoot. Oh, wait, no, this is fine. It's a Wednesday, which is annoying. Which means, yeah, it's also a month end for my work, which means I'm gonna have to work on Wednesday. It's also what would normally be an RPG night for me, but I may be able to, I should be able to cancel it. I think what I might look at doing is maybe taking the 1st and 2nd of August on holiday so that I could properly do something really fun over the weekend after my anniversary. So we'll stream on the 31st, probably make it like a big, long, fun stream, and then the Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, we can do something really fun. I think that's a good idea. Physics endurance stream, we'll see. But yeah, no, we'll do something like that. That would be really fun. Lots of games, lots of fun times. That'd be good. We'll do something like that. That sounds like a fun plan. I'll do some more planning on my side so that we can make this happen. Right, how long have we been going? Just over an hour. Lovely. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a quick break. Going to run a round of ads so that people dropping in don't have to deal with, you know, more ads. And yeah, we'll try and make a bit more progress because I don't think I've made enough quite yet. We've only wrote this much. How many paragraphs even is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs? We have not written very much in the last, you know, hour. So Yep, bear with me. We'll call a short break and we'll run some ads and I'll be back shortly. So yeah, bear with folks, back in a few. Oh, that's not the button. That's the button. Yay! Can't believe this. Can't believe this frickin' thing makes me actually run ads. It makes me feel disgusting doing it. I freaking hate Jeff Bezos. Ugh, I'll be back. Right, well, time for the end of the ads. I'm back. Thank you for being with, folks. Hugely appreciated. I don't know if I even really expect more people to come along for the rest of the stream. If they do, they don't have to deal with any ads. So welcome, folks. Hope you appreciate me making the effort. Yeah, it's bloody frustrating. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, I've said before, I'll say it again. I fully support the deflection of ads via any means. If you've got yourself a subscription, you're nice and secure in that regard. Otherwise, well, I'm not saying don't watch the ads, but yeah, that also. Anyway, you didn't even miss much, even if you did get stuck with the ads. Thank you for being with, folks. If I literally could run this without running ads at all, I would. But I'm incentivized to run ads when I don't need to be present on stream, so that people actually have a better experience on my stream, so like to stick around. So that's fun. Love it. Anyway, enough complaining about, you know, late stage capitalism. Didn't expect to see me today, did you? Her mum said. The ads bounce off me without my input or intent, even not counting the gift sub. Well, that's ideal right there. Very ideal. Good to hear, Triangle. I want to cause as little interruption to people's enjoyment of whatever it is whatever enjoyment you can extract from my stuff, I want to implement that as little as possible. That is my goal. That is my only goal. I want people to enjoy themselves. If people enjoy watching me suffer, or create, or do whatever, then that's what they should be able to do. No interruptions. Anyway, didn't expect me to see me today, did you? Her mum. We'll do cheer. Also, yeah, I have said I am actually quite tired today. I'm not as tired as I have been. I don't expect I'm going to be like actively falling asleep during the stream like I was the last writing session. But I am rather tired and I will probably want to get a nice early rest today. So I'm thinking we'll probably wrap up in maybe a bit over an hour's time. Just so that I can like get myself settled down, get a good sleep tonight, and then have a good day tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a very good day for me, by the way. I'm going to have a good day tomorrow. Tomorrow is a short day at work for me, which is very nice. I only have to actually be there for 5 hours, which is great. And also 45 minutes of that is lunchtime, because, you know, we get our lunchtime. Although honestly, I'm probably going to end up working through at least part of that, just because it's the end of the month, there's pressure. Fortunately, there's no urgent deadlines, but it's not as if there aren't any things that could be done. So I'm going to do a bit of productivity tomorrow while I can. Just take some pressure off me if I can. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I had a fun day today. I actually felt very satisfied with the amount of work I got done today. Tomorrow though, after work, I'm actually going to be catching up with my friend, my writing friend, Traversing the Dark, who I've had on the channel once before. Good friend of mine. Looking forward to getting a bit of a catch up. I'm going to be able to actually see them in person again very soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So this is going to be kind of a warm-up for the returning home aspect of things, the familiar sights and sounds. So that's going to be really fun. Looking forward to that. Saturday we've got Elden Ring, which I'm looking forward to, and also hanging out with another friend. We're going to be chilling and watching some TV and YouTube and stuff, so it's going to be great. And then Sunday's more stalkers. So we've got a nice chocker weekend, lots of socialization, which is a bit concerning because last weekend I actually burned out my social battery completely. But fortunately, this is going to be the nice kind of recharging of social battery, like not going and seeing people in person. Social battery draining. Not traveling social battery draining. It's going to be like I get to sit on my butt in my chair talking with people I like and doing stuff that I enjoy doing. So it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a nice weekend. Right. I want to put a little joke in here, but I'm not sure what kind of joke I want to. A little bit of a joke between Jillian and Heather. A little bit. Moderately inappropriate, but subtle. I think. just I'm figuring out a joke, but it's a way to tell it without it coming across as just like crass and inappropriate. BRB, no worries, TV. Hopefully all's good. You know, that's actually the thought. I haven't actually done much of getting into the mindset of Heather. Like, there was a little bit of that in the last chapter. Just a little bit, though. Heather's great. I bloody love Heather. But how... I've not spent much time in her mind. Jillian's mind's so easy to get into. But how do I get into Heather's mind? I know I want to be in her mind, but how do I get there? And how do I extrapolate from that what I want to have out of it? I think I know what to put in. I think I know what I can do. You heading off, Nucleus? No worries. Thank you so much for coming along, Nucleus. Always a pleasure. You get yourself a good rest tonight. I'll be getting one myself in about an hour's time. Hopefully we'll catch you again soon. We've got more games and fun over the weekend, so until then, or until the next time you drop in, take care, be good to yourself. Matane. Oh, my music ran out. I need music. I got the dirty joke in. I got the dirty joke in, and I think I managed to do it in a way that doesn't sound crass, which makes me happy. Also, why the hell am I? Why am I on that? That's weird. I'm on the wrong YouTube account for my my music. There we go, much better. Got a good dirty joke in, and that's what matters. The dirty jokes are important. Well, dirty. Only moderately inappropriate and innuendo filled. Hmm. A little bit of research. Reminder thing. I can roll with this. Oh wait, got names mixed up. Ooh. I was right the first time. Oh wait, I forgot a little section. I had to put a hand squeeze in. Yep, something tells me we're only going to get to the end of scene 1 of chapter 4. Chapter 4 is going to be huge. What the hell? Yeah, I'm going to have to cut so much out of this in editing, but it's fine. Right. Change that to loosened grip. There we go. That's the line that I need to add. We got probably the sweetest hand-holding scene that I have ever written in my entire life, if I may say so. Which makes me very happy. Let's see. Hello, TV. Do you have food? Is it pizza time? In the immortal words of Tobey Maguire. Hopefully enjoying some grub. We're actually doing not too bad. I feel like this scene will be done with another 1,000 words on where we started today. Another 200 words to go probably. And that's going to be probably a little less than half of the less than half of the chapter. I see this chapter being like 5,000 words long before editing, which I'm very concerned about, but let's have some fun with it anyway. Do tell, TV, what you got. Hopefully got something good. You've missed the... Wait, did you miss the dirty joke? I don't know if you missed the dirty joke. We did get the hand-holding. Italiano 4-cheese pizza. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds really nice. Very nice indeed. Makes me think of like when I do like 5 cheese macaroni. 5 cheeses. So good. Not done that for ages. Not had an excuse to do it for ages. Maybe someday. Oh, it's getting dark in here. It's 12. Quarter past 9. Is getting a bit dark. Although it's still bright even at like 10 o'clock right now, which is great. I love this time of year. When it starts getting towards the longest day. Less than a month to go. 3 weeks to go. It's gonna be lovely. Let's try and make the most of the nice weather when we got it. It's indeed a 12:15. For you, maybe, not for me. For you, maybe, not for me. Oh, and we get to rule 3. How do we put this? Oh, Infinity! Good to see you, Infinity. Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to the stream, folks. Hopefully you're having a good time over there. For those who have been familiar, I am Melanie, Mad Science Extraordinaire, Science Gatekeeper. I know the science I've been gatekeeping lately. We are writing a Yuri story today. We've been writing my ongoing Yuri story, which has been going for like 2 months now. It's been wonderful. What were you up to there? You're doing some Power Wash Simulator? Oh, fantastic. Hopefully you enjoyed Power Wash Simulator there, Infinity. I really need to give that a try sometime. That seems comfy as all living hell. It does. It was very fun. Oh, good stuff. Good to hear it. But yes, welcome, folks. We are just doing some writing. Actually, we're just about to start wrapping things up. Not immediately, but we are almost at the end of this this scene. That's a good opportunity to wrap up out there. Perfect to talk about to people about whatever. Confused to do podcasts. Ooh, that's a good application right there. Now, good stuff, Infinity. Hopefully you had a lot of fun. If it's time for you to get some rest, definitely do so. I'll be heading out to rest relatively soon myself, but not too soon. But yeah, no, thank you so much for the raid, Infinity. You take care. You have some fun. If you need to get some water, get something to drink, get something to eat, probably a good time to do that now that you're done the stream. There we go, very nice. I'm EP as heck, so I think I'll be off. No worries, Infinity. Again, thank you so much for coming by. Do appreciate it. Raiders, hopefully you had a lovely time there. And you're looking at having a good time here. Infinity, I don't need to save. It saves automatically, so I will refund. But the effort is hugely appreciated. You take it easy, Infinity. Rest well, have a good night. Hopefully we'll catch you again sometime soon. Absolutely. But yeah, I think with this this rather telling note, I think we've got to the end of this this scene of this chapter myself. We've got the scene where Brianna's being for those not familiar with this, you better take care of yourself. Hell yes, I will take care of myself. I've got a lovely weekend ahead of me, relaxing and full of sitting at home and talking to some good friends. So that's going to be very nice. And in 2 hours we've managed to write 1,000 words, which is actually on par with like the fastest rate of production that I've done. This amount of work I would normally be pretty happy with doing over like 3 hours. So I'm rather happy with it. But on this note, for those not familiar with it, this is a Yuri story that I've been writing. Some lovely lesbian fiction. It is about a relationship, a broadly platonic relationship between two friends that ends up becoming toxic. Ends up becoming toxic and maladaptive, and the story is about these people using maladaptive and toxic methods of overcoming their trauma and hang-ups and issues with each other and themselves, and rebuilding the relationship into something that is happier and is healthier and is constructive and positive. And we're in the big flashback chapter today. So we're going right back to when the characters first met, the interactions that they had, and basically just setting up everything that happens later on in their lives. And it ends off on this note. This note I've had in mind for a good while, actually, how I want to do this scene. So yeah, Mother has a vaguely disparaging comment is what I've got there. Yeah, Brianna's mom is just like, yeah, is that kid being picked up by her mother and her aunt or something? No, they're a couple. We get a couple of like disinterested questions from Brianna's mum. She is rather distracted, to be fair. She's working hard, she's taking her lunch break late so she can pick up her daughter from school. And she's like, yeah, how was your first day? What'd you get up to? How was the lessons? What else happened? Did you meet any nice boys? Brianna's mind just goes back to what the boys in her class are like. And then she remembers, no, but there's this great friend that I made. And then absently she just says, no, as she's watched. No, she said absently as she watched the people and traffic passing by as she drove back towards her new home. No boys. That's a note that I've had in mind since really fleshing out that this scene was going to be one of them. I don't remember how long ago that was. Let's check the one sheet. Also, Blythe, welcome to this stream. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing good. Thank you for the stretch, posture check, and hydrate. The hydrate is very much appreciated. I've not hydrated enough over this stream. Stretch. And posture check. Yes, believe it or not, I have my left leg raised and tucked under my chair. I've done that all day. The number of times my left leg fell asleep today, you have no idea. Fortunately, I didn't have to stand up too many times immediately after. Let's see, characters. There's a backstory. They were close. But yeah, I don't think there was actually a note about them being children at this point. I think it was only 2 weeks ago, I want to say, when we were actually... Okay, no, it was in the back of my mind as my plan for Chapter 4 a bit earlier than that. But it was only really codified 2 weeks ago when I actually wrote out what the template for Chapter 4 was going to be. And there's a little bit in my head that's just going, yeah, no, we're going to do something fun with this. We're going to do something fun with this. And you know what? I'm very happy with it. Let's not do that. I'm very happy with the progress that we have made today. Yeah, you're right, Blythe, you're right. What can I even say? I really need to get that chair. That nice chair that you can actually sit cross-legged. Oh my god, I need that chair. I need that chair. Okay, I don't know. You know what? It's actually been like 2 years or something since the last time I actually withdrew my VTubing income from my PayPal. So I've got a nice little selection there. I've got a nice little nest egg built up. Part of it, yeah, I figured like the appropriate thing to do there would be to like reinvest that into the stream in some way, shape or form. And that includes getting an actual good chair. Because this one, I mean, listen. It's squeaky, it's rattly. It's also, yeah, no. So all these gamer chairs that get advertised everywhere, you know what they are? They're surplus to requirement car chairs. That's all they are. They're not even like actually ergonomic. It's all a lie. They're actually incredibly uncomfortable and non-ergonomic. So yeah, no, I'm gonna get a chair that I can actually sit cross-legged on The way that we kind of evolved to sit. What's a chair? Yeah, no. So I don't know. Maybe I'll actually treat myself with featuring funds at some point. But yes. Anyway, at long last, and nearly 2,500 words later, we have actually finished the first of 5 scenes that are supposed to go into Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is going to be as long as like the rest of the story combined at this rate. My god. Yeah, Chapter 1 is less than 3,000 words. Chapter 2 is just less than 4,000 words. Chapter 3 is about 3,500 words. And Chapter 4 currently is 2,500 words. We're in trouble, people. We're in trouble. Chapter 4 is going to be a big beastie. But, at the very least, the amount that I'm writing is actually increasing, which is good. This is very good. What this means is I'm able to write more. But we've also got to be a little bit wary of scope creep here. But you know what? I think it's an editing Melanie problem rather than a writing Melanie problem. Next scene should be a bit shorter. Brianna and Clementine making future plans. It's probably just going to be a short back and forward. Probably somewhere between like 8 to 10 lines, paragraphs rather, back and forwards. Plus the psychology aspect. I love the psychology in my writing. Scene 3 is going to be the incident. That's actually going to be relatively short. Probably like 5 volleys. Then the mistake, then it's all psychology on Clementine's part, all psychology on Brianna's part, and then the ending. So honestly, if this goes up as far as 5,000 words, I will still be surprised. The exposition section at the start is going to be longer because it has to do a lot of heavy lifting. We can edit it later. But anyway, I think with that having been said, that's going to do it for me today. This has been really good. We've written over 1,000 words. I'm very happy with that. I love it. I love writing this story. It's a lovely story to write. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's still one of the most precious and personal things I've ever written. Which is an absolute joy. It really is. So yeah, expect more of this next week, I would say. I fully expect myself to be somewhat less stressed and tired and exhausted next week. So hopefully we can continue to make some more progress then. In the meanwhile, next stream is going to be on Saturday. We're going to be continuing to play some more Elden Ring. I'm not sure whether I want to revisit old areas that I've already been to, or whether I want to go to new areas that I haven't explored. We did just make it to the Altus Plateau, so there's plenty to explore up there. But I'm also a little bit curious about some stuff that I left down in the Lake of Rot. So yeah, one way or the other, we'll find some new and interesting things to have a little look at in Elden Ring. And then on Sunday, we're going to be continuing to play Stalker Clear Sky, which, strangely enough, I feel like I'm making a lot of progress very quickly in. Like, we're only like, as far as I can tell, like 3 or 4 levels away from getting to the end of the game. Like, next session might be the last session of Clear Sky. I don't know. But it's going to be interesting anyway. Hopefully you're looking forward to it. Anyway, with that being said, I've been Melanie. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along today. Special thanks to Infinity for the raid and everyone who came along with them. Hopefully you had a good time there, and thank you for coming along. Hugely appreciate Infinity. And to everyone else who's been here, TV, Infinity, Blythe, Triangle, Nucleus, and everyone else who may have been lurking or doing whatever. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be able to share my creative process with you all. And yeah, hopefully you're looking forward to seeing more of it. With that being said, yeah, until next time, take care of yourselves, be very good to yourselves, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's bedtime. It is absolutely bedtime. I am a very sleepy melt. Gonna just go chill and get a good rest. That goes for the rest of you all as well. Right, who have we to raid today? Who can we raid? Who's live? Okay. Jeez, Lumi's doing great these days. Holy crap, 1.4 thousand people watching her playing New Vegas. My goodness. Incredible. Let's see. Yeah, let's raid Faith. It has been a hot minute since I've been able to raid Faith. Let's raid her. Let's hopefully she's not trying to raid me right now as well, eh? That'd be nice. Anyway, yes, take it easy all. Mata ne.